Obviously, poor performance by us for the most part all the way around. Ended up being a third down game, right? On offense, we're 1 of 7. On defense, they're 8 of 16. They're 50%. Early in the game, we get the big turnover. We don't get a chance to capitalize on that with a touchdown. We end up with a field goal out of that. And then even when we had a chance to stop them early on defense, we end up with some critical penalties that hurt us and kept extended drives alive and put them in the scoring zone as well. I don't think we had a receiver have a catch in the first half. Never looked like we were in sync majority of the game offensively. And, we had the one explosive drive in the second half to get us right down back into it. It was really a one-score game, so about 6 minutes to go in the game. And then, we gave up a kickoff return out to the 38-yard line, put our defense back on the field because it was an explosive drive, and then put them in backfield position, and then we gave up points there at the end again. So that's where we are. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Rich, this was an opportunity for you guys to get back on track, to stay on track in the division and in the playoffs after a 2-game losing streak. You just listed off a lot of bad things that you guys did today. Is there any explanation for that and how the offense hasn't been playing well, the third down inefficiency, the penalties? Is there an explanation for that?
Well, I just think you just asked and answered, Vin. I think, we had penalties in critical situations and extended drives for them against our defense. I thought we were playing well on defense. We gave some big push in there. We expected to get some runs out of them. They're a team that was really running the ball well and playing well in play action. And so we have to look at how the penalties actually hurt us, and then, why we're so out of sync right now in offense. It's been a little bit of a ongoing theme, obviously, right now. We've been talking about it for the last 3 weeks. So we have to look at what we did poorly and see if we can fix it.
Rich, I know that you like to let your coordinators do their job, but I'm curious, with a short week, you've referenced your ineffective offense. Do you have to dig in more as a head coach, maybe, and get in more involved than you have to up at this point?
Well, yeah. I've been involved. This isn't nobody's on an island right now. Certainly, I sit in a lot of the offensive meetings, and I'm involved with the run meetings with Coach Caves and us at running backs and Tim. So I just think we all have to dig in. We all have to look at ourselves a little bit. We have a game coming up right away, and so we're going to start early tomorrow. We've gotten ahead. We've worked on Fridays and nights and those kind of things to try to get us a plan for what's ahead for us on Thanksgiving. So it's no one person. We all have to dig in.
Coach, when you talk about the penalties, could you put your finger, they're all different obviously, but concentration, discipline, maybe not liking some of the calls, what was the?
Yeah, I think all of the above. We had concentration penalties. We lined up in a neutral zone, and then we had the 15-yarder where we had our guys put their hands on the back of the quarterback. When we're going to get off the ball, get off the field, he's throwing the ball away. So I think it's all of the above. There was concentration penalties, there was alignment penalties, so it was just a cornucopia of penalties today. Just didn't do a very good job.
Coach, Derek had about 80-something yards through about 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, and all of a sudden 75 yards on one drive and 3 play. Seemed like the sense of urgency wasn't until very late in the game. Why did it take so long to get the sense of urgency going?
Well, I felt like we had a sense of urgency the whole game. We just didn't do a very good job of connecting, especially on third down. I think they gave us some pressure a little bit, and we ended up playing in the check down game to some degree, and we got in some third and manageables, and we weren't able to capitalize, offensively. So I don't really think that was a big drive for us. Obviously, it was an explosive drive, and the negative of it was the kickoff return was too much, and we put our defense right back on the field. So you get a positive and a negative on the same drive, right? But I just thought the urgency was there, just the execution was not.
Coach, when you look at everything that's gone on this season for this team, what's happened?
Can you start over, please?
I'm sorry. With everything that's gone on with this team so far this season, with everything that's happened, is it too late psychologically for this team to recover at this point, the rest of the season?
No, I don't think so. I think, again, we've all talked about the standings, where everybody is. I got no idea what happened around the league today. I just know this was a loss for us, and we have a game coming up, and it looks like everybody's going to be in it all the way to the end. But, again, we just have to look at ourselves, what we did to ourselves to eliminate us successful drives, both offensively and stops on defense.
As far as you mentioned, the wide receivers not quite getting as many catches as you might have expected. As far as Deshaun Jackson in particular was concerned, Was there a plan more for him to get a lot more targets in this game and it just didn't work out that way, or is he just not there yet?
No, I think we had multiple packages for Deshaun. I know he got more plays today and was in position to. Hopefully, we thought we could get some big plays, some explosive plays out of it, but we just didn't. And again, we a little bit pressure-wise to some degree, and when we stepped up, we ended up hitting some of the checkdowns. And then formationally, a little bit at halftime, we had a chance to come back and we hit Waller with a few big plays. It's tough getting him open right now the way people are trying to play us. So Deshaun's getting better and better each week. When we got in the 2-minute mode towards the end, he wasn't in there. It's just not what we have for him right now with all the formations we're trying to do with that.
Rich, on those the third downs, any thought to maybe Marcus Mariota coming in? I know you guys had a package for him, and he's been on the field a couple of times this year. But is that something that you guys could tap into?
Yeah, we've actually, again, we've talked about he's been on the field. We had the 4th and 1 last week where he was on the field, and we get the penalty. So I guess we thought we had a good play call that one we all believed in. They just did a good job stopping it. So, but Marcus has been in the plan for short yards and certainly goal line and red zone.
Hey, Rich, do you think the defense got tired late in the game in the fourth quarter?
Well, again, I think, when you look at it, they're out there playing a lot of plays. It's a broken record from a week ago. Kind of did the same thing offensively in the first half, right? Could never get in sync. We didn't move the ball on third down, so we ended up punting the football, and now the defense goes out there. They stop them on third and short. They got them in third and manageable, and we get a penalty. So the drive continues. I think on that one big drive, there was 3 penalties, if I'm not mistaken, in that drive. And I think last week when we had the big drive on defense, there was 3 penalties in that drive as well. So,
Rich, the defense played pretty well when you look at like yards per play on an efficiency standpoint, but they couldn't get off the field on third down. Was there something consistent that was an issue just kept popping up in terms of getting?
Well, again, they give them some credit on third down. I think they're 50% on third down, and then we have to look at where we did a poor job with the penalties. Defense did a great job early with the turnover. Dallin gets the ball down to the 9 for us, and we come out of there with a field goal. You really like to come out of there with a touchdown. You don't want to get the ball on a turnover at the 9-yard line and come out of there with a field goal. So again, that goes on us.
More questions, guys? Go ahead, Vic. There was a 3rd and 6 play in the second quarter where you guys ran the ball on 3rd and 6. Was that a play that Derek checked into, or also, what do you think about Derek's play the last few weeks? Any concerns there?
Well, certainly. Again, I don't. If Derek would think he's been in sync, obviously the way we've been playing on third down, and there's been some reasons for it. Certainly, we've got a little bit of push in his face, a little bit, that we have to look at that. And I think we lost John Simpson early in the second half over there at the left guard position. So I don't think any of us have been in sync. So again, if you want to blame one person, it's a side street to us coming up with a solution. So I think we all have to do better.
All right, thanks, guys.
Okay, Hano, good to see you.
Keep pace in your division, in the conference. There's a lot that was at stake in this game. But any explanation for how you guys came out and it seemed a little bit listless, and it took you guys a while to get going offensively. Any particular reason for any of that?
Well, we came out flat. It was terrible. There's no beating around it. I mean, it's just, the last couple of weeks we just take turns, and just really out of sync right now, and it's not. No one's coming to save us, so we better figure it out.
Derek, I'm in no way implying this is all on you. You guys play a team sport, but Ole's not coming out today, and the offense was discombobulated. What do you think the reason is?
Oh, you put it all on me. It starts with me, and starts with me, ends with me. It'll be my fault until I'm not here, and that's how I operate. I always look at what I can do. So we're out of sync. We're not doing good enough on third down. We're not doing good enough in the red zone, and it's my fault.
You said in the last 2 weeks you thought this was different, that you were better in terms of a team, more talent, that it would not go this way. Yeah, you still feel that way?
I still feel that way. That's why it's a little frustrating, but I just got to be better for us.
Derek, it seemed like there was no aggressiveness to get down the field until late in the game. Was that play calling? Was that just it wasn't there? What took so long to get it going down the field?
Yeah, I'll let you guys talk about that stuff. You can watch it and all that kind of stuff respectfully. Like, you can watch it and come up with your own things and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to try my best to execute the game plan like I always do. But being a Raider fan for a long time, 20 years of this crap is enough. I'm fed up. I just want to be a part of the moment it changes. I want that so bad, and that's what keeps driving me. I get pissed off and I get upset, and I stand up here, and I've done this way too many times than I'd like to do it. Because in my heart, the men in our room, the way we work, the way we go after things, it shouldn't always end like this crap. And so we have another one in just a few days against a really good football team. So if we don't want to stand up here and have to do this again, we better get it right.
Derek, good seeing you, man. I know that you want to do so well for the team. You guys got off to that 3-0 start this year, and I know things have really been tough, but do you feel that you guys can still kind of salvage what you have left, especially as you mentioned, the game coming up on Thanksgiving, that's a nationally televised game. I mean, how much would it help you guys to get your confidence back to do well in a game like that?
It would be great. We need to win. No one cares about anything else. We need to win. And, what a great opportunity that you've got a short week. We don't even get time to breathe. We don't even get time to decompress after that one. I'll go home and I'll just start working on the Cowboys. And, it's just part of the job, and that's what you do. But in a way, hopefully it'll be good for our guys, because either we go home and we go to work, or we be out on the strip, or we do those things and we go eat to late dinners and these kind of things, or we can get back to work and try and get a win.
Derek, the wide receivers didn't get a lot of targets and catches today, obviously. Is this would
Darren
you say?
did, though.
What's that?
Darren did, though.
Oh yeah, yes he did.
Okay, we checked that box this week.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I guess the question is it something you think that the Bengals were doing to take it out of the game plan, or was it just something you guys were not able to do on your own?
It's just me, who I'm throwing the ball to. Again, you put it all on me, just like I stand up here and do every time, and I mean it. We'll figure out the rest, but I can shoulder all that stuff. I threw the ball to Darren more than I threw it to the other guys. That's how we did it today.
Let's go Adam and then Vic.
Derek, I know you probably don't want to talk about this, but you did reach a milestone today. Only 4 other quarterbacks have gone to 3,000 yards their first 8 seasons. I mean, it's not the situation you want, I'm sure, but
Yep.
I mean, were you aware of that, and what does that mean to you?
I'm only aware of it just because of how the world is today. Honestly, I didn't know until people tweet it. You don't know those things, and I'll always be someone that is honored with all those things. I always have been. Thankful, but I also have a lot of losses, and I'd much rather trade being one of the only 4 for some of those wins in a Super Bowl ring. That's for sure.
Let's do 2 more, Vic and then Vinny.
Yeah, Derek, goes to the play. I think second quarter, 3rd and 6, you guys ran the ball. I was wondering if that play you checked into is something you saw, and is that a high percentage the run right there?
So we've used it in the past, and it's worked, honestly, against certain looks. And I'm just trying to execute at the best of my abilities with the tools that we've talked about throughout the week. And we're very close on that play, honestly, from a big play. But when it gets stopped, it's like, oh my gosh, one of those moments. So it's something, like I said, it's something we've used in the past. But when it doesn't go good, it's always, it was one of those things Gruden said, don't worry, they'll boo me and not you. It's one of those things.
Derek, as one of the leaders on this team, 2 weeks in a row, there's been some penalties and untimely kind of penalties, today included.
Yep.
Is that a conversation that you guys can have amongst yourselves about the discipline and the poise that sometimes you need in these type of games?
Yeah, it's perfect. You said discipline, and it starts with everything you do in your life. If you don't have any discipline, you're not going to have any when we go out there in the biggest moments of your life, And it's something Coach Bisaccia stresses probably more than any coach I've ever been around, if I'm honest. And so I'm sure we're going to hear about it, and as we should. So it's something that we need to fix. But again, all I want to do is win a game. So we got one coming up. Hopefully it's a different feeling.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Foster, today was a big game in the whole scheme of things, getting back on track, short week, trying to set it up for a good week, staying on pace with everybody in your division and conference, yet you play a game like that. Is there any explanation for how you guys started this game and just weren't able to get it done?
Yeah, we got to get on rhythm. We got to get in rhythm with each other and get in sync. It's tough, Losses like this really hurt, especially for the last couple of weeks. I think we've showed up to the stadium prepared and ready to go. So anytime you could go out there and give everything you got and just that be the result, it hurts. Obviously, it hurts. And not all the balls bounce your way every day, but we got to grow and we got to learn, and we don't really have time to sit and mope and complain. We got a good Dallas team that we have to go on a short week to go play some good ball, you know.
Foster, you had that one drive, you had the two big plays to Darren and the touchdown to you. Is it too easy to ask why you couldn't do that earlier? Why it took so long to get those plays going in the game?
There's not really a good answer to that. The plays just kind of were there when they were there, and we called the right plays against the wrong coverage, and 3 plays and we got down the field. There's no real good answer for that.
Foster, the last 3 weeks, everyone's been asked on your team, is this different this year? Derek has said he thinks it's different. You have better players in these terms of these midseason slides. 1, do you think it's different? And 2, why, after the last 3 weeks?
I absolutely still think it's different. And this is going to sound a little funky, but a lot of you guys kind of see what we do during the week, but most people only see what we get to do on Sundays, right? I think it's different because guys show up on Monday, win or lose, and they're in the weight room, they're in the training room, they're in the tubs, they're in the steam room, and they're getting after it. Win, lose, draw. It doesn't really matter to these guys because they love ball and we love each other and we play for each other. And a lot of the times, wins and losses are hard to control, but your attitude isn't. And showing up the way that we do every week and playing as hard as we do every day, it's about all we can control.
Foster, can you guys, I mean, you mentioned attitude, but still, the best deodorant, I think John Madden always said, is winning. How can you guys kind of get back to the mojo you guys had early in the year? You guys started out 3-0. I mean, you guys' confidence was really high. Is there something you guys can do, you think, to get back to that?
We started 3-0, but at the same time, we put a lot of bad ball on tape. Would you not agree? We didn't start fast in those games, and we wound up coming back and making plays, and we were able to win those games because we just kept fighting till the end, right? So it's about sticking to the plan, truthfully, and controlling what you can control. Really, that's all you could do. Because if you try to go outside of the realm of your reach, you're going to spread yourself too thin, and that's about all I could say about that.
Anything more, guys? We good?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Is at a critical time of the year. Is there a sense of anger in that room, frustration? What would you say the emotion is?
I don't think nobody happy in that locker room right now. As you can see on my face, I'm not too happy. I'm trying not to use profanity, but man, we got to put it together, man. Like you said, that's 3 weeks in a row. I mean, nobody likes losing, and I feel like those 3 losses were critical, especially with us. I really don't pay attention to the playoffs and all that stuff like that. But if I'm not mistaken, the last time I looked at a TV and it had us on there, we were in the hunt. So I'm pretty sure that didn't help out the case. But main thing, man, we need to put it together. We shot ourselves in the foot a lot today.
Even with everything that happened in the fourth quarter, you go into the fourth quarter. First 3 quarters, the defense plays well. Do you think that you guys played well enough through those first 3 quarters to be able to win that football game as a defense?
We ain't played well enough, man. You got to finish. You got to play through 4 quarters, not 3. So, like I said, man, we just shot ourselves in the foot. It's the best way I can explain it, what happened. They're still a good football team. Let me not take away from Cincinnati. They get paid to make plays and do everything, too. But we shot ourselves in the foot.
You've used that expression a couple times, shot yourselves in the foot. Obviously, there were some penalties that you would have stopped drives. They called penalties. You guys had to stay on the field. Was that discipline? Did you not like the calls? I mean, what did you see on some of those plays?
Penalties are penalties. Whether you like it or not, whether it was a good call or not, there was still laundry on the field. So, I'm going to keep using that term. We shot ourselves in the foot. Just mistakes.
What has to happen for you guys not to shoot yourselves in the foot, for that to get past that?
Just discipline, doing your job. I wouldn't say mistakes come from doing too much, but sometimes you just get out of the way. Prior to the situation in the game, probably just frustrated about something I can't tell you.
What?
Get a towel or something. I'm sweating. Sorry.
All right, Denzel. It seems like the fourth quarter, you guys just aren't able to make that final stop to, stop their team from scoring to either win the game yourself or give your offense another chance to win the game for them.
Yeah.
What do you think is missing coming into that fourth quarter for you guys that you guys aren't able to make those stops?
I say, man, just finishing. Just finishing. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of guys are frustrated. With how the game was going. Sometimes things don't work out our way, and I feel like sometimes guys maybe just get frustrated and kind of like I said, just shy away from technique. Like I feel like like I said, they're still a good football team. Like they got players that get paid, but it just comes down to technique and no finishing, which we didn't do.
I know it's hard to predict this at this moment, but do you think it might be a good thing that there's a quick turnaround to another game and that you guys don't even have time to dwell on this?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm already done with Cincinnati. Like I said, I got dinner reservations. I'm worried about eating right now. But on a serious note, yeah, I mean, it does make it better. It's a real quick turnaround. We got to get ready for Dallas on Thursday. So, yeah.
A couple more. Anybody got one?
Even then, defeat, the losses suck, but you're having a career season, still leading the league in tackles through the majority or all of the season.
I ain't worried about that, to be honest with you. I'm worried about winning.
Last one. Get you out with this. So you got good dinner reservations coming up. How important will it be, though, to you guys to get a win on national TV? I mean, it's a big game against the Cowboys. I mean, is that going to be at least the silver lining, knowing that you guys can turn it all around in this?
I mean, whether it's national TV, locally, it don't matter. We need to win in general. So whether it's the Cowboys, Broncos, Chargers, it don't matter who we play. We need to find a way to win.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yannick, this is a time of year where teams kind of want to be pushing in the right direction and making their move, and it just seems these last few weeks you guys are moving in the wrong direction. Is there anything that you could put your finger on why this is happening right now?
I mean, in football it's going to be ups and downs. Unfortunately, these past few weeks we haven't got it done as a group, as a team. But at the end of the day, you just got to keep working. It's part of the game. Adversity is going to come, and it's just all about how you respond. And we have a quick turnaround on Thursday, so we just got to kind of watch the tape tomorrow, critique ourselves really well, flush it, get to the next week.
You guys did make some stops, particularly early in the game, and they were wiped out by penalties. One was on you. What did you think of that play? Did you not like the call, or what happened there?
I mean, at the end of the day, penalties don't help you win games at all. I could do a better job pulling up on the quarterback, but I was just trying to give 100% effort in that play. I wish I can get that back, but at the end of the day, it's a team sport, you know what I mean? And we got to come together as a team and bring our best.
Hi, Yannick. Obviously, the time of possession was a little lopsided in this one. Did it feel like late in the game that maybe the energy and the technique perhaps was slipping a little bit?
No, I feel like this was one of our better games as a group, as a defense going out there. Guys were, picking each other up. I love the way that we were flying to the ball. Certain misfits that happened within the running game versus the Bengals. But at the end of the day, I feel like Coach Gus always puts us in a great position to execute. We just got to go out there and execute.
You guys had so many chances, though. I mean, you guys are struggling, and yet you're still in the game in the fourth quarter. What frustrates you most about how you guys lost this game?
I mean, every time you lose a game, it's frustrating, regardless of how you lose it. It doesn't matter if it's close. There's no more victories in this business. And yeah, man, we got to start stacking. It feels shitty to lose, back to back like that. But at the end of the day, it's just got to come together, man.
Anything else? You guys good? All right. Thanks.
Yep.
Three straight weeks where the offense seems a little bit, off kilter, out of rhythm, out of sync. Sometimes in these situations, solutions can be miles away or pretty close. Do you have any sense of where those solutions might lie for you guys?
I mean, the big part for me is like third downs. I feel like the solution just lies in execution. Some people execute, some people don't. It separates the good teams from the great teams, from the teams that, you know, just have aspirations. So I feel like the execution is the biggest part.
Is there anything that you could put your finger on why the execution hasn't been there, specifically on third downs, which has been a pretty big trouble spot for you guys these last 2 weeks?
I mean, I don't really have all the answers, but at the end of the day, it comes down to, are you moving the chains or not? And we just haven't been doing that.
Darren, when you look at the way you guys aren't able to run the ball consistently this last few weeks, is this making your offense too one-dimensional for you guys, so too predictable in a way?
I see where the trouble in that lies because, you know, when we run the ball well, that just makes us a really good team. Like over the last couple of years, when we really can pound the rock, that really is when we're at our best offensively. And we're a team that wants to run the ball, so when it doesn't go our way like that, it does make it tougher for us. So we got to find a way to be more balanced.
Darren, obviously you guys had the touchdown drive where they had the two big completions to you, but there were, I think, 3 drives previous to that where they had a nice completion to you just early in the drive, and then after that, the drive seemed to stall out. Can you point to any reason why that the targets to you on drives, or the other receivers for that matter, didn't continue?
As far as the targets for me, you know, all I can control is, you know, when it comes to me, what do I do with that target? What do I do with that opportunity? That's how I approach and just take it one play at a time. But we have to be balanced as a unit. You know, everybody has to make plays, and we've shown that over the season that running backs can make plays in the pass game, receivers, tight ends, anybody. So we got to be able to just bring that on a consistent basis week to week. But today we didn't do that, and we left the defense on the field way too long.
With everything that's at stake, you guys had an opportunity to, you know, keep pace in your division, in the conference. It's a time where teams want to be moving in the right direction. It doesn't seem to be happening right now. But is there any anger, frustration? What would you say the mood is while you guys are dealing with this?
I mean, I'm sure there's a mixture of those because, I mean, just as people, you look at the hours that we put in on a day-to-day basis and the results don't go your way. Of course, there's going to be some anger and frustration, but it's about how do you process it. Process it now and through the night, but tomorrow, you know, you got to show up with a new attitude, new opportunity, and still be grateful to be able to be playing and to, you know, maximize that energy and that gratitude, that positivity. So, but yeah, those emotions are there. Those emotions are there for me because we put so much time into this. We sacrifice a lot, and it hasn't been going our way. So we got to turn this thing around.
Darren, are the problems that the team has had the last 3 weeks, are those correctable in your opinion?
I believe so. I believe we have a very talented team in all phases of the game. I feel like I've seen what our best football looks like, our better football, and when we can put it together and be consistent with it in that ability, that's when I know things are able to turn around with the talent that we have here. But, you know, we got to make it happen. It's not just going to fall in our lap.
On that one drive, you guys had the big plays to you and then the one to Foster and touch in the end zone. What did you guys see on that possession that was able to get those plays going, and why wasn't it there before, you think?
I mean, I think Ole came out of that drive and wanted to take a shot, and that was a shot play that we had, and I was able to just find the zone right there. And then the next play was a play that we run a lot, but I was able to notice just from study that it was going to rotate to like an invert cover 2, and I was able to just keep it up the middle, and they've left that middle of the field open a lot on film. So that was just a play where we took advantage of that, and then we got into man-to-man, and you know, I don't think there's a linebacker in this league that can cover Foster Moreau, so we just exploited what they gave us.
Is part of you wondering why not do that earlier in the game? Why wait till that point to do it?
I mean, not really. I mean, I feel like I just try to stay focused on just, you know, taking advantage of the play that's right there. And as far as everything else, you know, you just let that happen how it does.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it.